Hello again, welcome to a new week. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you. You're the real MVP. But if you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Grace, but you can call me Gracie, and I am on a journey to grow 22 inches of hair. Yes, you heard right, girl. I want them inches. So I will be using different products and techniques that I will hopefully be able to incorporate into my usual hair care routine so that I can reach that goal sooner rather than later. So if that's something you're interested in, then please do consider subscribing and of course hitting that notification bell so you know every time I upload. And while you're there, why not follow me on my other social media accounts, which should appear somewhere around me right now. And if at any point during my hair growth journey you do decide to use one of the products or techniques that I'm using, then please go ahead and use this hashtag Gracie Crew Growth Journey so that I know that you are one of us. So with that being said, let's get into this video. Yes, so as the title says, obviously we are going to be talking about curl pattern. What is it? Does it matter? And is it important to your hair care routine? So yeah, let's get started. What do we mean by curl pattern? Curl pattern is basically how the strands from the head grow. So the pattern in which they grow. Do they grow super curly? Do they grow out wavy? Do they grow out straight? And commonly used is a chart. I will put the original, creator of this chart. I believe it's a he, created this for his clients because I've forgotten the reason why, but yeah, he is the one that created this chart to help him identify, the different types of the different types of hair that his clients had. And according to this chart, we have well, we'll start with, is it 2A? Like this, is it type 1 to type 4? I haven't looked at this chart in a while, but it should be, you should have it right here on your screens. Okay, it should show up here, so don't worry. So reference this in case, I make any mistakes, just so we are accurate. And there should be 4 types of hair. So there's type 1, type 2, type 3, and type 4. Now I'm going to focus mainly on type 4 because most black natural hair ladies and gentlemen usually fall within the type 3 to type 4 range. So basically curl pattern is determined by genetics, and of course genetics will determine the type of bonds that form, the bonds that the molecules in your hair strands have. That will determine the type of curl pattern that comes to be within your hair. Those are and that would mainly apply to people who haven't done any type of chemical treatments to their hair, haven't really experienced anything like heat damage or mechanical damage. So you would notice that the hair that naturally grows from your scalp would show you your natural curl pattern. So yeah, as I said, your curl pattern is determined by the bonds between the molecules that form your hair strands. Okay, they are the ones that determine whether you have tight curl pattern or a looser curl pattern or something in between. Is based on how strong those bones are. So obviously by that, the stronger the bone, those bonds are, the tighter your curl pattern will be. The looser those bonds are, of course, the looser your curl pattern will be. And secondly, is curl pattern important to your hair care routine? I would say yes and no. I will start with why I would say no. No, because just because you're a 3A or a 4A does not mean your hair is healthier than someone who has 4C or 3C hair. It just means you have 3A hair. It just means you have 4A hair. The health of your hair is not directly connected to the type of curl pattern you have. So that's why I would say no. Yes, because where curl pattern comes in is mainly to do with how you style your hair, honestly. And it's also sort of like a guide to say, okay, if my hair would grow out to maybe by my ears or by my shoulders, or you know, all the way down to my back, how would it look like? So basically, curl pattern just gives you a visual of how your hair would look like. So yes and no. Curl pattern does not allude to how healthy your hair is. So this is something that is such a big debate in the hair community about how people debate, oh, she's not 4C, or she's 4A, or you know, she's not this, her curl pattern is A, B, C, and E, when really and truly curl pattern really is not the most important thing you would want to know about your hair. Honestly, if you're looking to grow your hair, you're looking to get your hair healthier, get your hair thicker, get your hair doing much better, curl pattern is not something you would even want to worry about. The only place you would think about curl pattern is, as I said, if you're looking to do a particular hairstyle. For example, the main one being something like a wash and go, or something like a twist out, a braid out. Those are places where, yes, I would say pay attention to the curl pattern, because of course these hairstyles are going to come out differently for different curl patterns. But that does not mean that because it comes out one way for a person with 4C hair, that it's less or better than the way it comes out for someone with 4A hair or 3B hair or whatever type of curl pattern they have. It's just that that's the curl pattern that you have. So embrace it. Whatever your curl pattern is, embrace it. So the third point is something that people actually don't realize is most people actually don't know that your curl pattern can change. Now that doesn't mean that the way in which, genetically speaking, or the way in which your body functions and the way in which it structures your hair strands changes. What I mean by your curl pattern can change is that, as I said, once you chemically treat your hair, or you experience mechanical damage, or you experience any type of factor, external factor, or even an internal factor, so any changes in your body or any changes to what you are doing to your hair or something that you're exposing your hair to, can cause the bonds in your hair to change. And most times people will notice that, for example, when you bleach your hair, your curl pattern becomes looser, and that's because the bonds between the molecules that make up your hair strands have become weaker. So obviously you're going to have a looser curl pattern. The same goes when you do certain types of treatments over a period of time. You notice that your curls are becoming a little bit tighter, but it's more so leaning towards from having a particular type of, like, a tighter curl pattern to a looser one. Because most times, I wouldn't say I've heard of someone saying, oh, I thought I was a 4A but actually I'm a 4C. In those instances, it's mainly because they just didn't really know what a 4C hair type looks like, or they just really didn't understand what that curl pattern looks like. So that's on that. Yes, your curl pattern can change. It can be that maybe you never knew. For example, some people only discovered now that they're maybe actually a 4B instead of a 4C, or 4A instead of a 4C, because they were not taking care of their hair properly. There's this whole debate that came about the no oils and no butters thing situation, and many people realized they were using too much of particular type of products that would actually be weakening their hair or really weighing down their hair, so they wouldn't really see the actual, like, that natural curl pattern. It would be something totally different. So once they started washing their hair and really properly taking care of their hair, they realized, oh, this is actually my curl pattern. So that's something to note. So number 3, yeah, it should be number 3 or 4. How do you know what type of curl pattern you have? The best way to discover what your curl pattern is, do not look at how it looks like when you have products in. That's the first thing. So don't look at, oh, when I put a gel, this is what my hair looks like, because our hair reacts differently to different products. The main thing you should look at is, first of all, once you have thoroughly shampooed your hair or clarified your hair, that is when you want to observe what your hair is looking like, because then not only is it stripped of any oils, any products, so you need to ensure that your hair is thoroughly clean, not necessarily stripped and dry, but thoroughly clean, and make sure that it's still in that state where it's still saturated with water just right after you're done shampooing your hair. That is the best time to now maybe even take pictures, take videos, so you can see what type of curl pattern you actually have. And as I said, if you are someone that perhaps you have not bleached your hair, you have not colored your hair, you have not exposed it, you are not suffering from any heat damage, or mechanical damage is a little bit hard to recognize, but you've pretty much, your hair has pretty much been doing good, then I would say the curl pattern that you see would be your natural curl pattern. But as well, something to note is you can continue to observe your curl pattern. Maybe every once a month you can put a reminder to take a video, take a picture, so that you see what your curl pattern is looking like. Is it becoming tighter? Is it becoming looser? You would rather it become tighter, because that would show you that the bonds between the molecules that make up your hair strands are becoming stronger. So that's a good thing. I see that as a good thing. If you have a tight curl pattern, looser curl pattern, don't worry about it, girl, because you know, as long as your hair is healthy, it's doing what you need it to do, that's what matters the most. So that is all about curl pattern. If you've been worried about it, wondering what type of curl pattern you have, girl, don't even be worried. Even when it comes to hairstyles, there's so many. When I say so many, there are so many hairstyles that each and every curl pattern can try out, and it looks beautiful. So embrace whatever curl pattern you have, even if it's a curl pattern that is, you know, perhaps a result of some type of damage. As you're taking care of your hair so you can get back to a healthier state, embrace it at every stage, because your hair is beautiful and your hair is an extension of you. So don't look at it as this alien thing like, oh, I hate my hair. No, every curl pattern is beautiful. What's most important is knowing how to take care of it. Although, something to note, next week I will be talking about a very important key. This one is a must. This is the one that is going to be your secret to ensuring that you achieve your hair goals. This is the you know, information that you need to know. So you know how I was saying curl pattern isn't really that important? This one is. So make sure you tune in next week to find out what that key is to ensuring that you achieve your hair goals. And I'm so thankful for you watching and being with me today. I hope you checked out the results of my 21-day spearmint oil challenge, and I will see you in our next video. Bye.